Hello, my name is Rebecca Kelly, and this is my Appreciative Inquiry video for professional skills. I learned from Operation ASHA about the tuberculosis problem in India. Millions of people get it, and over 1 million people die from it a year. Their mission is to stop the spread and infection of tuberculosis by measuring the number of people infected and then giving them a low cost for treatment. Many people in India who get it are poor, so expecting them to pay a lot is not possible. Sandeep Ahua is the co-founder of this mission, and he said from his experience, he learned that expecting patients to come to the hospitals is not realistic. So they've taken prevention, diagnosis, and treatment to each person's door to help prevent the spread and help people who get sick with it. This is a good use of the 4-H model because they are using the destiny phase extremely well. They have their vision for the future and they are adapting to the needs of the community and what they can realistically do. The situation I am aiming to improve is with my new puppy. She's in her teething phase right now, and instead of chewing on her toys, she chews on our furniture and tries to chew the carpet at the rental place we live in. I'm working with my husband on this experiment because he lives in the house too, and it impacts him a lot as well. The action steps I plan to take to conduct this experiment are to hide any spots of carpet that she likes to chew on, and as far as her chewing on the furniture, we plan to watch her closely, and whenever she starts to chew, redirect her to a chew toy or to a training session. Directing her to a chew toy would still get rid of that chewing urge, but in a less permanently destructive way. It is a lot easier to replace dog toys than it is to replace furniture. Directing her to a training session will distract her because it will get some of that energy out, it will benefit us in the long run, and she will get praised because there are certain tricks that she already knows well. This will make her less interested in chewing furniture because she is getting positive attention. The measure of success are to count how many times she chews on the furniture without using these tactics, and then keep track again when we are using these tactics. A measure of success would be a decrease in these numbers greater than a few values. We approached this scenario by first going through the discovery phase. We went through this problem to see how we can find a positive question to answer. What if Nova stopped chewing on the furniture? This is ideal for us, and it would be a very positive thing if it happened. It also relates directly to the situation we are trying to solve. The next phase we went through is the dream phase. We took some time to think about what it would be like in an ideal future if our goals were achieved of training a well-behaved dog and helping her through this teething cycle. The next phase we went through is the design phase. We sat down to figure out the best way to approach this situation and what we were going to do. We decided we were going to observe how many times in a day she goes to chew and how many times she returns to that same furniture after we pull her away and tell her no. After we get some data on that, the next day, we will observe how many times she goes to chew and how many times she returns to the same furniture after we distract her with a toy or training. The first day results we got were around 63 times that day she ran to the furniture or ran back after we pulled her away. The second day results were 47. This number is definitely not zero, but I think the more we apply this tactic, the less the number would be. Overall, I would say this was a huge success because at least we are making some progress on cutting down her chewing, whereas before it seemed like nothing could distract her. The final phase we went through was the destiny phase. We're looking back on the successes that happened, and while the number of times she returned to the furniture was not zero, it was definitely an improvement. This was a big encouragement of how this process and the 4D model can be useful in things as unprofessional and unacademic as home life. I learned through appreciative inquiry that sometimes focusing on things that someone does well can help with things they don't perform as well on. Like in this situation, I did not think that training sessions, like having Nova sit, would prevent her from chewing on furniture, but it did. I also learned that finding the positives is a lot easier than it seems if you try. In the future, I will implement AI by trying to find the positives and how I can focus on those to try to fix the negatives. Sometimes it is impossible to fix the negative things, especially when you can't control them. But by using appreciative inquiry, that could help change your mindset and find positive things within that situation. I also plan to use appreciative inquiry in a similar way of Lindsay Godwin, where she asked her son what was his favorite thing to do with his parents, and he said it was for them to watch him draw. I do not have kids, but I plan to use appreciative inquiry to better understand the people close to me and focus on the positive experiences they have. My desired outcome for using the 4D process in the future is to at least have some place to start. A lot of times when problems come up, I'm not even sure where to start to fix them. But using the 4D model gives me a starting place and it builds momentum as you go through the phases. Using this model makes it easy to go through the problem-solving process, and as well as when you're working with somebody, it makes it a lot easier too.